name is Harry. I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is May 22nd, 2025. It is 3:23 a.m. So I have a lot of tweets to share with you. I'm not touching the African list yet, but I'm gonna focus on these. These are some tweets I just put together, and some of them you guys already heard about. What is it? Holmes, who fell. We didn't see the video of it, but we heard of him falling. So there's some tweet regarding that. Some of the squads are talking about it, and there's things about Charles, Beckham, Charity, Harry. It's been reported that Harry's been giving to charity in the UK, so we're gonna cover that. I might separate them into different videos, but I'll see when I'm editing. But let's get started. So this one is a thread I saw and I wanted to review it. All right, so these are the numbers for this channel. For record purposes, you don't have to. There's timestamp on the description. You could always skip. All right, so this is the first tweet and it's a thread. Okay, let's pause. You know, oh my God, it's very long. One of the things I was thinking of doing, because I don't see too many squaddies talking about it, it's Meghan's podcast. There's two of them I haven't listened to. I'm thinking if I have time later today, I might listen to it as I do the review, record and share my thought as I listen to it, because it seems like a lot of the squaddies are not talking about the her podcast lately. I haven't seen any tweet about it, so I might do a review and you know, as I'm listening to it, and record it and share my thought with you. All right, so this is the first tweet. It's your weekly Matt the Stalking Menace, so talking about him. Chat about the Sussexes this week with Jack, oh my God, the name A-hole, and that pig face Ingrid Sword. Okay, sorry about the name, I'm just reading this. They spoke about the 7th anniversary, 7 years inch apparently, but they know that the Sussexes are happy. Unfortunately for them, Harry won't leave Meghan, she won't leave him. Okay, 2 minutes and 20 seconds, and this is a thread. Let's listen.
She said she did, it wasn't a real wedding. She kind of made a big fuss about it then. So I think she's reflecting the fact that actually she's looking back on that particular anniversary a bit more positively now. There's some pictures in there of her kids where you can kind of sort of see their faces. It's very, very, very small, and not, necessarily a high-res image. But, there's a little bit more comfort with showing her children there, because obviously historically they've been very private about Archie and Lily. So I think she's generally...
When you look at some of those pictures, I believe there was one tweet that I came across. One of the squads took a screenshot of each of these images on the board and share it with us. There was one that Archie's face was facing the camera. They blur it. Not the squad who blur it. It seems like it was Meghan who blur it. So, and Meghan have already spoken about the privacy thing, okay, and the Oprah interview, which I have shared in one of the videos already. These are all pictures. They already enjoyed their moment. They had their time, they were in the moment enjoying it. And now it's been whatever amount of time since when the pictures were taken, and she feel like she want to share it with us. And I'm pretty sure she did that mostly for the squad and the people who has been following her since the TIG. And these people jump on board as if they already know why she's doing it. We already know the Voyovats don't like her. So I just don't understand why they're taking so much time talking about her stuff when they don't like it. I guess we could say thank you for the views and help her brand, I guess. But let's continue.
Putting across a much more positive, upbeat, happy impression than perhaps she has done at certain points in the
You're
past.
being very nice, Joe. You're being very nice. I take a more cynical view of this.
Please do.
There's the evil part of her coming out. My God. And this guy didn't say anything brand new. Wow. The evil. And she's letting us know.
And I think that Meghan is... I mean, I've never heard of someone doing a mood board for a wedding anniversary, but maybe it does happen now. But I think Meghan is just so Californian in everything she does.
Okay,
and
so?
I mean, that is not a criticism. That's the way they do things.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't been following Meghan prior to marrying Harry. But from what I've seen, prior of her marrying Harry, she is that type of a person. She's been doing these kind of things. So it seems like it's in her nature to be doing these kind of things. It's just that it's a continuation. And these guys, the Voyovats, hop on while she's still doing the things that she enjoys. I don't know. Evil originate over there. I can't believe these people. And by the way, she's one of the Voyovats who did not watch the Oprah interview and was criticizing the Oprah interview. Okay, she's one of them.
We're going to be doing a post-match analysis of Harry and Meghan's interview with Oprah, which is obviously coming out in a few days' time.
My name is Victoria Arbiter, A-R-B as in boy, I-T-E-R, and I am royal commentator for CNN.
Richard Fitzwilliams, royal commentator.
Ingrid Seward, I'm editor-in-chief of Majesty magazine.
You've not seen the interview yet, have you?
No.
No, great. I think we have a fair idea of where the interview's going, and we have a fair idea.
You do, definitely.
Okay, great. Are you ready to go? Brilliant. Okay, let's go.
What was your overall impression of the interview?
I think that this was an extremely hard-hitting interview.
In the interview, to my mind, this was an actress giving one of her great performances.
So probably it's completely normal. But I
That's
just think
right.
it's, you can look, but you can't touch sort of thing. These are my children, but they're tiny, tiny pictures, so you can't see them. And aren't Harry and I happy? It seems to me such a very narcissistic
Wow.
way of doing things.
Wow.
To celebrate an anniversary, showing it to the world. Surely, if they really were as happy as she makes out, she wouldn't need to tell anyone. That's what it smacks of to me.
Well, interestingly, because Instagram is the social media.
But again, this is something Meghan has been doing prior to even marrying Harry, sharing part of her life with her friend. She's a public figure. This is the thing here. The Voyovats, wanted to be in the center of their lives. As Harry and Meghan were living their lives, they wanted to be part of it and then air their private moment to the world. So Meghan and Harry have been saying, no, let me live my life. I will share some of the things that I want to share with you. So all those pictures we are seeing, they already done it. And the kids have already grown. They're showing baby pictures and things like that. They already done that. They probably watched whatever, the pictures, the videos of those time. And they say, okay, let's share this small little clip. It's a small little glimpse of each of those moments that they did with us. But these people, they want to be in the middle of it and air it to the world while they're making money off of them. But when she does it and said, when Harry and Meghan decided to say, okay, these are for my fans who've been supporting me, who wanted to know how the kids are doing. It's almost like when you have a distant family member living overseas, they have a family, you want to know how they're doing. So this is something like that. I mean, Harry and Meghan are not family, but as a public figure, knowing the unnecessary pain and suffering these people put them through, it's just a small glimpse to say, okay, they've been living their lives. They've been enjoying these moments. So it makes us happy to see that they were living their lives. And yet, there they are again, because they don't have control of Harry and Meghan's lives. They start spewing their BS, their evil mindset. Let's continue.
Media choice of people who want to portray a kind of overly realistic, happy representation of their life. I mean, that's the forum that, everyone does.
Curation.
Yeah, you go on Instagram and you think, wow, they've got an exciting life. And that's what Meghan has chosen to do by going on this platform.
It's almost like an Instagram grid in itself, isn't it? This mood board is almost like looking at an Instagram grid.
But it was on her Instagram, wasn't it? Yes.
It's, there's some... I actually did enjoy looking back through some of the old pictures, not all of which were new. There were pictures there of their engagement. Do you remember the engagement photo shoot they did where Meghan was in that incredibly expensive dress? It was like the £80,000 dress.
Oh, my God.
And,
sitting very delicately on the set.
They have to put the price tag. Anyway.
That was a gorgeous photograph.
Yeah, those were lovely pictures. And that was, it kind of did actually take me back to the day when reporting on Harry and Meghan was a happy story, and there wasn't all this conflict around the whole time. Because
the conflict is the royal family who created it, not Harry and Meghan. Okay, so these people, they're trying so hard to say negative thing about Harry and Meghan, but they can't really come up with something. The first thing that Ingrid Stewart said about the narcissistic behavior. How is that narcissistic? They're using keywords to spread their BS, but they can't really come up with something bad to say, but those keywords, they have to put it out there. But anyway.
I remembered those moments. But then also there was the new pictures of Archie and Lily were interesting, but I cannot get away from the feeling that maybe Harry and Meghan feel differently about whether or not to show the children, and that's...
Shouldn't you have an expectation that you're going to have to lose privacy?
Well, it's two things here.
That's part of the deal.
Two things here. I think everyone has a basic right to privacy. Basic, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're not talking about anything that anybody else wouldn't expect. So if you're at work and you have a photograph of your child on your desk and your coworker says, "Oh my gosh, your kid's so cute. That's fantastic. Can I see your phone so I can see all the pictures of your child?" You go, "No, this is the picture I'm comfortable sharing with you. No, this is the picture I'm comfortable sharing with you."
Got it?
And then if they double down and say, "No, but you already showed me that one, so you have to show me everything." You know what? I'm just going to hire someone to sit in front of your house or hide in the bushes and take pictures into your backyard because you've lost your right to privacy because you shared one image with me.
Mm-hmm.
That's sort of the flawed argument and its operating mechanism that they're confusing people to think. I think life is about being able to share our stories and share parts of our lives that you're comfortable with. I think life is about being able to share our stories and share parts of our lives that you're comfortable with.
Got it?
There's no one who's on Instagram or social media that would say, because I shared this one picture, that entitles you to have my entire camera roll. Go ahead, look through it. No one would want that. So it's about boundaries and it's about respect. They've created a false narrative. I've never talked about privacy.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's just a basic understanding.
Got it? Let's do better.
But anyway, let's pause this.
She said
oh my God, I need those things to pause because YouTube will flag them. I can only show screenshot, but you could hear the audio. Apparently, the anniversary board has a very Californian, narcissistic like Meghan, according to Ingrid Stewart. You can look, but you can't touch. Pretty much. Oh my God.
Diana encouraged him to do that.
This fits into, as you just pointed out there, Harry has he has stronger opinions on privacy and security than perhaps Meghan does. I was told a couple of years ago that there was a bit of this, debate between, as you pointed out there, between Harry and Meghan about how much they would want their children to be seen in the public, whereas Meghan wants to, live like a billionaire. She wants to have a celebrity lifestyle.
Oh my God, no. Why are you putting these things into her? Meghan is not like that. What in the name? She wants the kids to live like a billionaire. What the fuck is this? What? I can't believe these people.
Yeah. Whereas Harry wants to be a little bit more private. Where do we think we are 7 years down the line? This representation of their 7 years happy life and everything we see on Instagram, do we get the idea that the life is good out there for the Sussexes?
Well,
you go first.
Okay, I'll go first. I think that life in Montecito is pretty good. It's a very beautiful place. You have a very beautiful life. It's not probably terribly real, but it suits them. And I think
it's not terribly real. What was it? Are they living in a fake life? Oh my goodness. Harry and Meghan are living their lives to the best of their capabilities. Meanwhile, the other ones, they are suffering, creating that persona, the facade of things. They can't really enjoy their lives the way that they want. But yet, they're spending all this time talking about someone that they kick out of the country. Meanwhile, the one that the country is paying for, they leave them alone.
They are probably very happy.
Of course they are.
Harry is devoted to the children. And, you know, a lot of people say, well, what does he do all the time? But if you've got a lot of legal cases running, as you know, Matt, because you work for a newspaper, so you know about legalities of things, it's not very peaceful, and it's incredibly time-consuming, and and very upsetting. You could be on the phone to lawyers all morning.
Well, and this aspect, I kind of agree with her. And these are some stuff that I've said as well. Very busy and things like that. But the thing is that I think, in my humble opinion, Harry knows how to, how would you say that? Compartmentalize his days and prioritize things about his family and his children. So he divide his days into, what's important. There's family, there's business, and there's lawsuit. So he divide each, compartmentalize his daily activities. So he knows how to take care of each thing in a different way. So he doesn't bombard himself with everything. So he knows this day I'm going to be doing this, or at this time I'm going to be doing this, and certain time is family time. This is the thing he has been telling these people forever. Okay? So when he's in public, when he was a working royal, okay? When he's doing public engagement, guess what? People could take as many pictures as you want. But when he is with his family, this is the separation here. Stay away from him. Let him enjoy his time with his family. You guys don't need to be part of it anymore, because that's not work. This is where he's supposed to enjoy his time with his family. So this is perfect. So she's putting it out there perfectly. This is the thing Harry has been saying to these people forever.
Chance my arm with a cheeky question. A bit like your mother, you are pursued every minute of every day by lots of people trying to take photographs, videoing, recording what you're saying, pushing. How can you possibly have a private life?
Cheeky question. You're right, that is a cheeky question. But Andrew, to be honest with you, sadly, that line between public and private life is almost non-existent anymore, and we will continue to do our best to ensure that there is the line. We are completely aware that we're in a very privileged position, and I will spend the rest of my life earning that privilege and trying to bring a spotlight onto things and causes that really matter to me, and hopefully matter to a lot of other people as well. Everyone has a right to their privacy, and a lot of the members of the public get it, but sadly in some areas there is this sort of incessant need to find out every little bit of detail about what goes on behind the scenes. It's unnecessary. I hope that people get to see me here in this Invictus role, cracking on with the guys and mucking in and having a good time with them. And this is half my official role, but half my private role. This is what I enjoy doing, but the private life has to be private, and I hope people respect that.
Yes, he has legal issues. Sometimes I wonder, when does he sleep? Because he's dealing with people around the world. And each part of the world have a different time zone. So he divide his time into different section, time, date, and when it's family time, it's like, that's family time. I want to focus with family. And this is where he gets to enjoy himself. When it's time to enjoy his time with his wife, you see him going out, going on concert. So this is the thing he's been telling these people. Okay? When it's time for work, he's full on work. He's focused on work. When it's time to enjoy his time with his family, this is it. Don't talk to him about work. Don't come in front of him taking pictures and all of that. So this is exactly what Harry been telling them. Okay, so let's continue.
And Harry still has a lot of legal cases running, so I think that is defining his life wrongly at the moment.
Oh, no.
But I think his marriage is very happy.
I would agree on the marriage point. I think, they will have had their bumps because every marriage does. Like, it's not, there isn't a marriage out there where you never have arguments, you never have dips or low points. Absolutely all marriages do, and they will have themselves. And they've had some incredibly pressured moments, like how did...
Well, these people really want them to to be divorced, but God is good. The thing is that their foundation was established. Yes, when they got together, they, unlike the other brother, Harry and Meghan's marriage were much quicker. And within that short period of time frame when they first met, there were a lot of issues that popped up. And that was not satisfactory to Meghan. So when these things were popping up, Meghan confronted those issues head on. And then Harry even said he needed those kind of things to be confronted because he's a prince. People around him is yes sir, except for his brother and father, who probably will put him in his place. But everybody else below him is yes sir or whatever. I don't know how it is privately with his royal family, his blood family. But Meghan, who is an outsider, trying to get to know him, how will I say that? Meghan did not put him on a pedestal all of a sudden just because he is a prince. So they were working toward the future. So as things were popping up, Meghan confronted him.
People have said my wife saved me.
Yeah.
I was stuck in this world.
Yeah.
And she was from a different world and helped sort of draw me out of that. But none of the elements of my life now would have been possible without me seeing it for myself.
Yeah.
As we know, it's one of the, it's hard to change. It's almost impossible to change other people.
Yeah.
You've got to start with changing yourself and allow that growth to happen. But yes, my partner is an exceptional human being, and I'm eternally grateful for the wisdom and the space that she's been able to give to me.
Well, there's an incident in the book where you kind of lose it. I think you lose your temper, and she says to you, "You can't do that with me.
Mm-hmm.
I will not be with a person who does that.
Mm-hmm.
I will not have children with a person who does that.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have to figure out what's going on inside yourself." And my wife, bless her soul, has always challenged me to, she wouldn't put up with anything less than my true self.
Mm-hmm.
And what a gift.
Mm-hmm.
And so relationships, but not just with spouses, but also with people who see you and accept you, such an important part of healing, I think.
And I needed that.
Yeah.
I really needed that. I needed that pushback. I needed that moment of, again, scared of losing her. And it was a real moment because of the question that she asked.
Yeah.
She said, is it because that was how you were brought up, or that you've experienced or seen or heard, other people within your life speak to women like that? And it was like a light bulb moment. It was like, wow.
Yeah.
That's where it comes from. Not an excuse.
No.
Just
an
understanding of how these things manifest themselves and how we are so much a product of our own upbringing.
Remember, Meghan had married before, so there were issues before. You don't run into a marriage not fixing the issues that you're seeing right in front of you. So this is what keeping them happy now. And Meghan had said it to Harry. if you want to raise a family with me, don't do this, don't do that, this kind of thing. So this is why the marriage is working now. Okay? And then I think Harry, both of them, vice versa, they feel comfortable with each other to bring any issues that may, popped up, so they could resolve it in a, humanly and a professional and respectable way. So this is what makes that marriage work. All right, so let's continue.
Meghan feel when Harry put the frostbite story in his book and all of a sudden they were being ridiculed in America? Like, it must have put a huge amount of strain and pressure on the relationship.
What about the time?
No, I don't know about other Americans. I just thought that was a little joke he put out there. Even though he went through it, he explained it. I mean, Harry was being bare, completely bare, explaining everything, because these people lie since he was born about everything. So he was putting the truth out there, including those private moments. So he felt comfortable of saying it, and he put it in his book. I don't think, I don't know. I don't take it the way that he took it. Was it? Even Stephen Colbert made fun of it. I just thought it was funny. He even explained his first time. All right, so let's continue.
About how he lost his virginity in a field.
There it is.
Field. But then also, like, how did Harry feel when Meghan did the fake curtsy on the Netflix show? Like, he might well have felt quite upset about her doing that. So I'm
Nah, Meghan was making fun of herself. She was making fun of herself. I mean, everybody else, well, majority of American gets it. But these people, I don't know.
sure that they have had their moments, but at the core of it, I think they know that they are, they are nothing without each other in reality. They need each other, and they have a great, objectively on paper, a fantastic life out there in a beautiful part of the world. Two beautiful children, hobnobbing with all of these big power players from the world of Hollywood. But some people, they take their problems with them. And I think that's where Harry is right now. And Harry has not built as much in America as Meghan has.
And also when...
No. This is something I've said a while back. Harry and Meghan are like hand and gloves. They have a strong... Each one of them have some weaknesses and some strength and their things and professionally. Harry is good with charity. This is something I've said before. So if Harry is doing something in terms of charity and Meghan might be able to support him, and support is one of them, but to boost it. Okay, Harry may have the idea, the original idea, and then once he mentioned it to Meghan, Meghan might have additional idea to enhance Harry's work. And then vice versa. We know Meghan is good with media, with TV and things like that. Her background, and she's done some charitable work, but not to the level of Harry. So when Meghan brings something up to Harry about, oh, I'm going to be doing this, I'm going to be doing that. And then Harry, on the other hand, might boost Meghan's idea a little bit further. This is how I think they've been working. Okay? But these people, they always think negative. And with the royal family, I think when an issue is brought up, manufactured issues from the royal family out of nowhere, Harry tackle it heads on. So all of the issues that the problem, manufactured problem, we keep on hearing on social media about the royal family, this and that. The moment Harry left the UK, when he realized the family was doing it the wrong way, he decided to make it the right way. And he explained it in the Oprah interview.
So in conclusion, if you'd had the support, you'd still be there?
Without question.
Yeah.
I'm sad that what's happened has happened, but I know, and I'm comfortable knowing that we did everything that we could to make it work, and we did everything on the exit process the way that it should have been
with
done.
as much respect.
With as much
and,
respect.
Oh my God, we just did everything we could to protect them.
All right, so there won't be any doubt later on. He wanted to make sure this is what the royal family wanted. Either you in or you out. He wanted to do 50-50. The royal family said no. Either you in or you out. And the royal family chose that decision for Harry, for him.
Began to address Granny about the 5 options. Your Majesty, you've seen the 5 options? Yes, she said. We all had. They'd been emailed to us. 5 different ways of proceeding. Option 1 was continuance of the status quo. Meg and I don't leave. Everyone tries to go back to normal. Option 5 was full severance. No royal role, no working for Granny, and total loss of security. Option 3 was somewhere in between, a compromise, closest to what we'd originally proposed. I told everyone assembled that, above all, I was desperate to keep security. That was what worried me most, my family's physical safety. I wanted to prevent a repeat of history, another untimely death like the one that had rocked this family to its core 23 years earlier, and from which we were still trying to recover. I'd consulted with several palace veterans, people who knew the inner workings of the monarchy and its history, and they all said option 3 was best for all parties. Meg and I living elsewhere part of the year, continuing our work, retaining security, returning to Britain for charities, ceremonies, events. Sensible solution, these palace veterans said, and eminently doable. But the family, of course, pushed me to take option 1. Barring that, they would only accept option 5. We discussed the 5 options for nearly an hour. At last, the bee got up and went round the table, handing out a draft of a statement the palace would soon be releasing, announcing implementation of option 5. Wait, I'm confused. You've already drafted a statement? Before any discussion? Announcing option 5? In other words, the fix was in this whole time? This summit was just for show? No answer.
So once that decision was final, so he focused on his work and did what he needed to do to survive outside of the royal family, of the palace wall, I mean. And then, since then, this is where the royal family should leave him alone, and anything else between them and Harry should have been private. But no, the royal family keep on making those things publicly. So if they're making it public, so he tackled it head on and fixed the issues. My goodness, I hope I make sense with this. Let me move it back slightly.
Nobbing with all of these big power players from the world of Hollywood. But some people, you know, they take their problems with them. And I think that's where Harry is right now. And Harry has not built as much in America as Meghan has.
And also when he gave that interview, sorry to bang.
Okay. No, it's the royal family who's following Harry. Harry left his issues back then, but they refused to leave him alone. Alright, next one. So apparently, according to Ingrid Sewers, several members of the racist royal family said it won't last 5 years. We knew. That's why they were shocked when Meghan got pregnant soon after they married in 2018. Alright, so let's listen to this.
For their strategy, because there was an opportunity there for the reconciliation.
A 2-year strategy blown up in one instant.
It was absolutely dreadful idea. But going back to the mood board, going back to how their kind of life is there. Are we agreeing there's kind of no 7-year itch then? I mean, things are moving on quite well as far as we're aware. I did a story this week saying that you know, Harry would never leave Meghan, but obviously they've gone through, they've had between them there's been a lot of sacrifices.
I think that they are dependent on each other though.
Yeah,
totally. Well, that's what you said, Jack.
Yeah, I agree.
So we are in total agreement. They are very dependent on each other.
There was this story that Meghan, you know, had her people approach someone about.
I don't know, dependent on each other. Because of their marriage, yes, they are partners. They are team. They are a team, and this is something I believe they have said in their engagement. They are a team.
I know the fact that she'll be really unbelievably good at the job part of it as well is obviously a huge relief to me, because she'll be able to deal with everything else that comes with it. But no, you know, we're a fantastic team. We know we are, and we hope to, you know, over time try and have as much impact for all the things that we care about as much as possible.
I am very excited about that. Yeah.
Whatever they do it together. They confronted it or whatever. Depending, I don't know. I think Harry could do by himself, and I think Meghan could do by herself as well. But together, we get this amazing type of work that they be doing. I don't know. you guys could correct me on that. I think individually they're okay. They could do by themselves, but together they are stronger. So right now they are operating as a team. And I think when Harry left the royal family, when they kicked him out, the thing I think that helped him, because he's been living in a cage pretty much, it's because Meghan have been living outside of that cage and knows her way around the real world. So that, I will say, will help Harry. Okay? To help him navigate outside of the palace wall. And then now, I think, even, not that I wish on it, I think Harry could do by himself without Meghan outside of the palace wall since they left. Okay? Since they left the UK. But the moment that they left, I think Harry needed some help to navigate the real world. Okay? He might have had a small sneak peek here and there because, he used to travel to Africa whenever he does his warrior duty and things like that. So that was a small sneak peek. But now knowing that he doesn't have the support of the institution, okay, so he navigates the real world differently. Okay? So this is why he's asking for the security, the protection, and all of that. But now I think he got the hang of it with his own money and all of that. But together, they are a team. I think they could live without each other in the real world. Okay, knock on wood, that never happened. But to answer that crazy people's, these fools' issues, whatever.
A divorce book. But I mean, imagine if Meghan left Harry. It would destroy her reputation. She would be eviscerated publicly because she's already slipped into this kind of category on social media, the way that pop culture commentators talk about her. They lump her in with Amber Heard. They lump her in with, these other famous women who are perceived as, being...
So this is why they were trying to attach Amber Heard with a couple things. Several times Amber Heard have been popping up. I just never share it. But each time they try to bring Amber Heard back into the public sphere, they shut her down. They, meaning Twitter world, okay? Shut her down and say, we didn't forget what you did. And I had covered the Johnny Depp case with, her case with Johnny Depp. So they're trying to bring Amber Heard back into the fold. But the public is saying no. So they the one who've been creating that noise. Let me move it back slightly.
The way that pop culture commentators talk about her, they lump her in with Amber Heard.
No.
They lump her in with,
No.
these other famous women who are perceived as, being narcissistic or, being controlling of their husbands,
Well, that woman sitting next to him just said that at the beginning. You derangers are the one that creating this nonsense. People already see what Meghan is all about. There's new people who's learning more about Meghan because of the noises that these people are creating. And then when the people took the time, brand new people, not the squatties, strangers who's hearing the noise about Meghan, but once they take the time to listen to her, okay, firsthand, from the horse's mouth, okay, they were like, that's not what I'm seeing. What the royal rats are saying. And they love her. They support her. As time goes on, when people pause, take the time and listen, they like her. It's them who's creating those nonsense.
Alec Baldwin's wife got this treatment the other day. So, Blake Lively as well. So if she walked out on Harry, she would never reputationally survive it. But then Harry, without Meghan, what's his life in America going to be like?
Well,
okay, that will never happen. Okay, that will never happen. Meghan had a life before Harry. And from what I've seen, because before they were married, I wasn't following them. I wasn't following Meghan. From what I've seen, from past videos, past updates, things that were on social media, I see Meghan remain the same. So people who have been following her will continue following her. I will continue following her because I haven't seen anything that she has done that will make me not follow her. Harry would be the same as well. Okay? The only reason people will hate on Meghan, for the same reason the derangers are creating unnecessary headlines for people to hate her. That would be the only thing. But other than that, if people take the time and listen to her, they will understand. If Meghan walks out, that's because Harry must have done something stupid. I guarantee that. Okay? And Harry will not dare do anything stupid to hurt her. Okay? So Meghan have remained true to herself from the get-go. Let's continue.
He wouldn't leave the children, you see.
wouldn't
And in
leave the
America,
children.
the rules about children, it's they're always with the mother, nearly always.
Yeah.
So I mean, so it's not going to happen. So do you remember where 5 years, everyone when they got?
There's no specific rules, okay, for that. From my understanding, anybody who's a lawyer who knows about family laws and things like that, I don't think there is a specific rules for that. I think they look at the best interest of the child and see who is more stable, who's more, well-minded, who will be there for the children and things like that. And then the court will decide. Normally it's the mother, but I don't think there is a specific rule that says it's the mother that will get the child. There are times I think I came across where the father get custody of the child. It depends. But knowing how the royal family is acting right now, it will not be in the best interest of the kids if anything were to happen. Okay?
Diana encouraged him to be
All right, so let's continue.
married. A lot of members actually of the royal family even said it won't last 5 years, but it has.
It has.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
lasted 7.
Yeah.
Through a lot of crises, through a lot of,
Huge pressure.
You talk about
No, those crises are you guys who's creating it. Okay? Harry and Meghan remain in their little bubbles. They are fine. But it's you guys that's creating those problems.
some strategic errors. I mean, that would be a major strategic error on Meghan's behalf, basically, if we looked at it strategically.
Yeah, and obviously you can't just look at your marriage strategically because you live it daily. But strategically, it would be a catastrophic mistake.
Interesting.
And I think I think she does need Harry. I think she does, and she must know by now that
Meghan will do just fine without Harry. Okay? Meghan will do just fine without him, and she was doing fine before him. So what makes these people think Meghan will not be able to? Oh my God. These people are crazy.
that she doesn't get everything right.
Yeah, so we're behaviour experts, we're marriage experts.
But without Harry,
we're allowed to.
she is nothing.
She's nothing.
What?
And without her, Harry's life in America is nothing.
Well, yes, exactly.
He has a reputation to fall back
So they
on.
have a symbiotic relationship.
Yeah, they need each other.
Yeah.
Now, one thing Meghan does do without...
How dare them say something like that? Without Harry, Meghan is nothing. What was Meghan before Harry? What was Meghan before Harry? She was doing fine for herself. The millions that she created was hers. Yeah, I could understand some people will start saying, oh, the father, this, the father. But she hold her own. If she didn't have the skills, there's no way she'll be making those millions.
Harry is a podcast.
Yeah.
And I'm open that I rarely listen to it. I know we spoke the other day, Jack. I said, have you been listening to the podcast? And me and you were kind of, we listen to it on high speed, or that we do pay attention to it, but we're probably not the target audience. It's the penultimate episode that's just occurred this week. Is it succeeding? Enough people watching it? Is it working for Meghan?
Okay, that I have to say, I need to listen. I've been so busy. Every time that I have is recording and creating videos for you guys. So I need to take the time to watch it. And this is why I was saying at the beginning of this video that maybe when I listen to it, I might do a review. All right, so this is the next one.
Kanaka. It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.
You are all in this together. And if I may speak personally, we are all in this together. Because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.